friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking specifically into a no contact and or separation situation. What are their current realizations about you? And I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is the RWS deck by Stephanie Caponi. And pile number two is the Light Seers Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today, but I do hope that at least one of the piles' messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading, so just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi pile one, for those of you who chose the RWS deck by Stephanie Caponi, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, pile one. Specifically for no contact and or separation situation, what are your person's current realizations to you? What are one's person's current realizations about? Okay, we've got quite a few coming out. We have the King of Pentacles, we have the Four of Swords, Temperance, and the Knight of Wands. We have the Star and the Empress. All right, hold on. Let me also get your oracle cards. Shadow, Regret, 7878, Wealth, and number 11 with Intuition. Okay. I think that there was an opportunity for this person to give you something, perhaps an offer, perhaps to take this connection to the next stage. Either they didn't give you enough or this person didn't do it at all. One of the two. The way that I'm getting it is whatever they did give you at that point in time was less than what you thought you deserved. Or it was so small that you didn't recognize it as a step that your person was taking. It could be both of these. There's a lot of regret coming through that your person feels at this point in time. So either they feel they should have taken a bigger step to help you realize what their true feelings for you were, or they realize that they should have done something more rather than being passive or not giving you what you deserve. There's a lot of regret coming through, and it is because of that regret that your person's actually working through it. There is a desire to come forward, but there is a desire to come forward in the right way, and doing it in the right way is what I'm hearing at this point in time. So your person's working through what they did wrong in the past, and they're trying to correct it for the next time that they do approach you, because this person is coming forward. Pile one, right now there is pause energy. I definitely get that. But there's also a lot of thinking energy about this connection. They're thinking about where they went wrong the last time. So either there was an opportunity for something to start between the two of you, or your person took the opportunity, but it wasn't what you expected, or it was just less than what you deserved, and you decided that you weren't going to entertain that. For some of you, I am seeing that you might have set boundaries with this person. For others of you, it could have just been a natural wash away of the connection because your person was not stepping up, or they were not taking the big leap of faith towards you, or letting you know what they truly had in their heart. It's also possible that your person at that point in time was not ready for something more, but today it looks like they are, and they've been thinking very, very much about coming forward in an energy that you deserve. It still might not be what you are expecting. Palwan, I will say that because we have the Knight of Wands coming out and you're coming out as the Empress. So it might still be lesser than what you were hoping for, but it looks like there's still a significant step up from what they gave the last time. And you have absolute free will, Palwan, to decide if you're willing to wait for this person to like accept them for where they are at right now and allow them the space to keep growing. That's completely on you. Or you could set boundaries for yourself and say no to this person and allow them to work through this even more. Like, you know, let them know that this is not where I'd like you to be, and I would deserve, or I feel I deserve this stage. And I think that your person would be understanding of that as well. The thing is, the energy coming through, and it's very different because it feels like if you let your person know that that is not the energy that you don't... Sorry, it's getting a bit confusing for me. Hold on. Let me get the message clearly. If you were to tell this person that this is not the energy that I accept, they will go back and try harder. They will go back, reevaluate, and come back with a much stronger energy. That's the energy that your person is in. They want to learn you. They want to learn what you want. They want to learn what your desires are, how you wish to be treated, what you deserve. And this person is willing to put the work in. At this point in time, they might not know how, and they're kind of testing out different ways of approaching you. But if you were to tell them that, they will take it all in. They definitely feel a very deep sense of pull towards you. They definitely feel like they want to give more of themselves. They might not know how to do that or what is it that you're looking for. So they might kind of approach you, kind of test out how you're feeling, and then go back and then reevaluate. These are what is going on within them at this point in time, and they're willing to put in the work, Palwan. That's the energy that's coming through. They're willing to put in the work, and it looks like your person has already started putting in the work. Like they've started stepping up in terms of their energy, in terms of how to approach you. So this person's coming in, Palwan. This person is coming in with wealth and prosperity, coming with 7878. I feel that you can expect an offer from this person, maybe a proposal of sorts. It could even just be, can we start talking? Can we start maybe interacting more with each other? Can we start meeting more? For others of you, it could be maybe an elevation of that. You know, maybe can we start talking about defining this relationship, talking about where we are at, talking about our feelings and where we want to see this go. There's definitely a step up from the current dynamic of this connection that's coming your way, but there's also a step up in terms of your person's energy. They're more operating from an intuitive point of view, like they're feeling called to come towards you, and they're coming, even with the wand energy as well. They're not too much in the logical mind, or they're not too much, kind of stepping in their own way, or, kind of blocking themselves. No, it feels like they're just following their heart at this point in time, and more importantly, they're just feeling in their gut that they want to come. There could be a lot of like solar plexus healing that's going on with your person as well. I would not be surprised, because I'm feeling very, very solid and very, very steady in my stomach. Not as much though, because we still have the Knight of Wands energy, but it's getting there. That's the energy that your person is in at this point in time. So they're working through their shadow aspects, like what it may be possibly some of the limiting beliefs that they had in the past that stopped them from coming through. Maybe they didn't want to invest too much in this connection in case it didn't work out, and at least they would feel like, okay, well, I didn't invest too much, so it's not that big a loss. But now they're realizing that even not investing as much as they should have was a big loss for them, and it's hit them so hard, and there's so much of regret coming through from that as well. So your person's understanding this, and it looks like they want to come forward. They are coming forward, but I think right now they're just deciding on the how. Like, what is the approach? What is the best approach so that you will accept them, or there's a higher chance of you saying yes to them? And they're working through whatever could be stopping them from doing it. For some of you, it could be like a very action-oriented energy, like a gesture, more than a message coming through. I'm seeing like this person could just show up at your door with roses, like a bouquet of roses, or they could just accidentally on purpose bump into you and talk to you and just tell you that this is where I'm at and I want to be with you. It seems more of an in-person energy rather than a text message or like an email. No, it seems more of like they want that in-person interaction with you, and that's coming your way. And these are what their current realizations are. A little bit of pause energy, but there is action-oriented energy, very, very fast shifting. They're shifting into that energy pretty fast. Let me get you one advice, Pal One. Let's see what wants to come through. You get to decide. You get to decide, Pal One, whether you wish to give this person a chance or not. Whatever it is, it looks like you are moving into calmer waters in your life. So what aligns with that is where your free will comes into play. So does this person's energy and the energy that they're coming in, does it align with where you wish to get to? If it does, you might want to consider giving them a chance. If it doesn't, you might want to let them know as well. But you get to decide, you know, Pal One. It looks like you are shifting into a much better place in your life. It looks like things are sorting out, even in other aspects of your life. You might be sensing like a very deep sense of peace as well. And it might be helpful for you to understand what aligns with that and to be honest with yourself about what aligns with the place that you are getting to, not the place that you were in. All right, Pal One, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with a like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips to send in, watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Pal One, take care, trust your intuition. You always have free will, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi, Pal Two. For those of you who chose the Light Seers Tarot, this is going to be your reading, all right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alrighty, Pal Two. Specifically for no contact and or separation situation, what are their current realizations for you? What are Pal Two's person's realizations? Feeling a little bit of stuck energy, but someone kind of releasing from that stuck energy. So let's see what wants to come through. Some clarifiers for that, please. All right, Pal Two, let's see what we have here for you today. Two of Cups, Ace of Swords, King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups. Beautiful energies here. Let's take a look at your oracle cards as well. We have self-reliance, we have healing. Yes, I did get that. We have double nine with fulfillment, and we have completion. Both cards are talking about completion. So yes, your person, I think that your person has been stuck for quite some time, but your person has had a breakthrough about this connection. Pal Two, very, very big breakthrough, if I may add. I mean, to get so many nines, to get so many confirmations about completion, about fulfillment in one reading, it's beautiful. Your person has had a breakthrough of sorts. There's definitely a lot of mental clarity coming through. I think that this has been a long time coming, Pal Two. I think that you have been waiting or expecting this for quite some time now. That breakthrough has happened on your person's end. They might not be ready to take action just yet. A lot of pause energy coming through, but that breakthrough has happened. You can trust that your person is slowly understanding a lot of things that they were supposed to understand, perhaps with respect to their healing, with respect to, I think I also do see that your person might have had some codependency issues in the past. All of those things are working itself out at this point in time in this no contact between the two of you. the person's current realizations about this connection have more to do with their own internal healing than it has to do with you or this connection. They're realizing that the reason why you both are in no contact at this point in time is because there's a part of their healing that needs to happen. You might also be feeling that way about yourself, but right now your person is more looking at themselves. They're more taking a look at what is going on internally. I also think that at one point your person might have avoided doing this. I think that they might have been afraid of what might come to the surface if they started to kind of look deeper into themselves, try to understand themselves a little bit better. But today your person, even though there is still fear, I do see that, but your person is willing to move past that. Move past that fear, or to move despite that fear, and to take a look at themselves, to kind of work through their codependency issues, to work through on their healing as well internally, kind of reframe how they show up in relationships, and kind of feel that wholeness, that completion within them first, rather than demanding it from a connection, or rather than feeling like taking steps in a connection out of loneliness or dependency. That is one thing that your person is reframing, and it's powerful. It's really, really big, because this means that when your person does step forward, pal 2, they will come not out of loneliness, but because they have feelings for you, or because they've recognized the feelings that they have for you. And when your person is with you, you will be adding to the joy that they already feel within themselves, rather than your person depending on you completely for their happiness, which honestly, it's very unhealthy, because first off, putting that kind of expectation on another person, it is a burden on them, and that is also what drains the energy out of a connection. And it might have happened between the two of you. I would not be surprised if your person's dependency on you for their happiness, like every single thing that yes, some part of our happiness does come from, the person that we love, the person that we wish to be with, but kind of making our entire happiness just about that, that's when, the control issues start coming up, the possessiveness, because you fear losing the one thing that you are completely depending your happiness on, right? So that might have happened between the two of you. So I feel like all of those issues are resolving within your person. I think that there is significant understanding of what they might have put you through, and they're understanding that it has to be equal, You give to the connection, they also give to this connection. You add to their happiness, the existing happiness and joy and fulfillment that is within them, and they too do the same for you as well. It has to be always adding and not relying completely on. And so I think that this is one thing that your person is learning at this point in time. They've definitely had significant clarity about it. Your person does miss you, pal 2, but they're also realizing that there is a difference between missing you out of loneliness and missing you because of the love that they have for you. And right now your person has shifted from missing you out of loneliness to feeling whole and complete by themselves, or at least they're getting to that point where they're feeling whole and complete by themselves, and then they're realizing that yes, I do miss them, I do want to be with them, I am whole and complete on my own, and they add to me. We both are whole and complete on our own, and that's how we can create a healthy relationship together. We can create that stability between us as well. And your person's thinking a lot about long term, so they're understanding that the more whole and complete they feel within themselves, the more they can give to this connection just as you are, and the more there is long-term stability between the two of you, the more they can rely on that energy, that stable energy between the two of you. But for that, they have to be stable and whole and complete on their own. It's like two pillars. If one is weak, it's going to either bend to one side or it's going to collapse completely over time. And your person's understanding that both the pillars, whatever is holding the two of you, it needs to be solid and steady and complete on its own. Even the foundation has to be complete on its own. And that's a very, very big lesson that your person is learning at this point in time. It must have been very difficult for your person to come to this realization, but they're taking the time, and I do feel that it might have made your person very, very emotional about what they've put you through, and I think it might have been the driving force for them to start working on their healing, because a lot of clarity has come through, but it's not just logical clarity, it's also emotional clarity that's come through with your person, Pal 2. And if they haven't completely stepped into those energies, they are very much stepping into it. And the more they feel good about themselves, the more they feel that internal fulfillment, the more your person feels called to come towards you, to start taking a chance on this connection again. So I do see this person coming forward in very, very different energies, Pal 2, but it might take time, all right? I do see a bit of pause energy, but they're realizing that happiness has to come within them first, and then you add to it, and that's where they're getting to. And once they feel ready, they will definitely come forward, but a little bit of a wait time over there, Pal 2, okay? But yes, both of you are completing a cycle where, you know, there might have been just lack of foundation, lack of solid foundation or healthy foundation between the two of you. All of that has broken away, and there is space being made for a much more healthier relationship, a much more stable foundation, and that comes from individually both of you feeling whole and complete on your own and then coming together. All right, so let's see, one advice for you, Pal 2, one advice for Pal 2, please. You too are working on your healing. You too have certain aspects of you that perhaps maybe you need to work through at this point in time. The way that I'm getting it is maybe a part of you, hold on, I'm getting messages, but yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. All right, so there might have been a part of you that thought, okay, well, being in a connection means I have to give myself completely into this connection, you know? The message coming through is the relationship that you have with this person, your life should not revolve around that, Pal 2. It might have in the past, you know? I think that first off, your person expected that out of you, and that is something that they're working through, but you too contributed to that dynamic, right? You too might have kind of centered your entire life around this connection, around your person. And it looks like when this connection went into no contact, you might have felt a loss of identity as well because of this connection no longer existing in your life. It's also possible that you might have because of the energy investment that you've made with respect to this connection, it's possible that you might have neglected other aspects of your life as well. That is something that you might have to look into at this point in time. It will be helpful for you because your person is working on healing them, depending on you for their happiness, but you too on your end have to work on relying on this connection to be your everything, or making this connection to be your everything. When it comes to romantic relationships, it is one part of our lives. Yes, it is an important part, it is an integral part, but it is one part. Oftentimes, especially when it comes to emotionally charged connections, we sometimes, and I include myself in this, all right? Whenever I give advice, it's myself included, and it comes from my own experience. It's not something that I'm picking out of the air or something. It comes from my own experiences, and more importantly, the mistakes that I have made in the past as well. So especially when I'm giving advice, I feel like telling this because I don't want to come across as somebody who like, oh, you know, yeah, this is how it should be. No, it comes from a place of me making those mistakes, and me through very, very hard mistakes, let me tell you. And I wouldn't even say mistakes because I needed to make those steps that I did at that point in time in order to become the person that I am today. So I guess I wouldn't even say mistakes. I would just say misalignment at that point in time. And whatever thoughts that I am sharing with you, it always comes from me including myself, you know, because I still put myself in those kinds of situations. Yes, I handle them probably a little bit better because I would have put myself in multiple times into those situations. And today it's a little bit better, but you know, I include myself in this as well. So don't ever feel like I'm calling you out or something like that. Just say, all right, well, we're all included in this, okay? I don't know why I felt like putting that out there, but maybe there might have been defensive energies that I was picking up on, but that's okay. All right. So yes, so especially when it comes to emotionally charged connections, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic and familial as well. Sometimes there is a tendency to revolve our life around it just because it fuels those emotions that, you know, we have difficulty navigating through, or we have difficulty understanding as well. So in those situations or in those connections, it is helpful to understand that yes, there is a part of me that might be making this whole relationship or this whole connection my entire life, and I need to step away from that. I need to pull myself away from that, and I need to start focusing on other aspects of my life, make this one part of my life rather than my whole life. And that only happens, and I say this out of my own multiple times of doing the same misaligned thing. It is a lot of intentional effort. It is intentional effort of shifting your focus away from what is draining your energy, what seems to be consuming all of your energy, and focus it to other aspects of your life as well. So with the Seven of Cups coming here, I was getting options, but then I wasn't understanding it. With the Hermit and the Three of Pentacles coming up, it looks like there might be other aspects of your life that need your energy at this point in time, that need your focus in order to build them up as well. It is intentional effort and it is difficult, Pao-Tu, I understand that. But the more you can build a life outside of this connection intentionally, the more you will feel safe and secure in this connection, because you're not relying your entire life, like your entire life is not revolving around one particular connection. And like I said, it doesn't have to be, romantic. Sometimes even emotionally charged platonic connections or familial connections can have that effect on us as well. And I've experienced it both ways. I mean, I've experienced it with romantic connections, with platonic, with familial. So that's how I know, yes, it's possible to, it doesn't matter what the connection is, but just because of how emotionally invested we are, that can happen sometimes. And it's absolutely natural, but it also just means that we have to intentionally shift, and we have to make that choice of building a life outside of that connection that seems to be our entire life. And then the more we build other aspects, the more we start feeling stable, the more we are able to give the right amount of energy, the more aligned amount of energy, rather than all of our energy and getting that drained out completely. All right, I felt like taking time to explain this because this in particular has been one thing that I have made this, I guess, yeah, I could call it a mistake, or I could say this misaligned steps. Yeah, I've taken it multiple times in my life. Like you would not even believe the number of times I have done the same thing over and over and over and over again in my life. But I will say that what I am proud of at this point in time is that with each time that I repeated this, the percentage of me repeating it lessened. So if I was like 100% the first time I did it, the next time was probably 90, then 80, then 70, then 60. So another thing that I feel like telling you at this point in time is sometimes you can't expect yourself to completely change over the next day. You might know it in your logical mind, but to actually implement it, it may take some time. It may take repeated steps of the same kind, repeated mistakes of the same kind, for you to get to a point where you can shift out of it more out of a response rather than, the reaction, the immediate reaction of doing this full, like revolving your entire life around it. And the way that I see myself is, as long as I am reducing the extent of which I am making it in the next time that I do it, I am making progress. All right. So if you've been, kind of berating yourself or feeling low that you have been making the same mistake, just take a look at your journey. All right. Understand that the next time that you make the same mistake, it's not about making the same mistake. It's that you've made, yes, the mistake, but with a lesser degree. And that also is progress. All right, I don't know why I felt like sharing that, but for a very long time, I think that, and I feel like sharing this with you, pal, too. For a very long time, I think that I criticized myself a lot for making the same mistake again and again, and I was very, very hard on myself. It's probably one of the biggest arcs that I have had to go through in my journey, like my spiritual awakening and stuff like that, like how to be kind and compassionate and patient and loving towards myself first before I was able to spread that to other people. And so for a very, very big chunk of my life, I was very, very critical of myself. I think that the way that I spoke to myself, oh my gosh, I would never have allowed anyone to speak like that to any of my loved ones, or even my enemies for that matter. Not that I have any enemies, but you know what I'm talking about. But I used to speak to myself that way, and every time I would make the same mistake, I was like extra critical of myself. But how I managed to come out of that was recognizing that no, it might be the same step, but the degree to which I'm making that step, there is cognizance coming through. There is a realization. Yes, there might be a delayed effect of me intentionally shifting, but I am still doing that. I am still making that effort. The degree to which I'm making that mistake is reducing every single time, and that also is progress. And so recognizing that has helped me like significantly shift my energy towards myself and just be more kind and patient and just loving and compassionate towards myself. And that is also how I'm able to be that way to other people as well. It had to start within me first. So if you've been struggling with this and you've been saying like, I'm not able to get out of this repeated pattern of behavior, this is a way that will help you shift out of that and recognize that, yes, it might be a repeated pattern of behavior, but the degree to which you're doing it, because you are conscious of it, because you are intentionally trying to get out of it, it will reduce over time. And then slowly you will completely get out of it. Today, it's a whole different scenario on my end, but it took me 10 years to get here. 10 years ago when I was like a 20-year-old, my entire life revolved around like one person or a group of people, or even when I was like, I think I was like 22 or 23, like my life seemed to revolve around one particular connection that I just kind of threw everything into. And today it's very, very different. I mean, it's 10 years on. Today I'm in my 30s. There's a lot of intentional effort, but I have made that mistake multiple times to get here. But today, even if I sense that, okay, a part of me is kind of doing that, kind of making my entire life revolve around a connection, I snap out of it. Today, it is more of an immediate response to snap out of it, but it took me 10 years to get here. It took me repeated attempts of it, of varying degrees, yes, but it took me repeated attempts to get to this point where today it's more of a response to snap out of it. But yeah, I didn't get here in one day. I took a lot of time. I took, frankly, a lot of time, and that's okay, Paltio. That's okay. If you take time, it's okay. As long as you are putting in the effort, as long as you feel that there is progress, and that progress could be even just reducing the amount of time that it took you to realize and then to shift out of it. Even it could be as simple as that. Recognize it, appreciate it, and allow yourself to feel like you are making progress. That's very, very important, Paltio. I don't know why I felt like talking so much with you today, but I really feel that maybe there was someone out there who needed to hear it in the way that I say it, and I needed to share my experience because in particular, I was very, very hard on myself about this. But today it's a different story. Today, with respect to even being kind towards myself and loving and patient, it's a very, very different energy. But also with respect to, my life revolving around one connection or one person or something that, has been emotionally draining, I can snap out of it today, but it took me a lot of time to get here. And you will get here as well. And I'm pretty sure there's more for me to go. Like even sometimes, like where I'm at right now, let me be completely honest, where I'm at right now is probably, it takes me much less amount of time to recognize that, oh, okay, well, a lot of my energy is going into this. I need to focus into like other aspects of my life as well. Today, that amount of time has reduced significantly for me. But maybe the next step for me is to not even put myself in a situation like that, so that maybe that's my next step of healing. That's my next stage of even getting to the point where I'm not neglecting other areas of my life to even begin with. So it's a journey on its own. Healing is a lifelong journey. There's plenty to heal from. There's plenty of new things to heal from, old things to heal from. But I think the least that we can do is to be kind to ourselves, is to love ourselves through the entire process. And more importantly, recognize progress that we are making, however that progress could look like. It is our responsibility to recognize it within ourselves first. All right? Okay. Yes, I will let you be. It's been a long conversation. I'll let you be, but I really feel like maybe there was someone out there who needed to hear it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have felt so called to talk about it like this. So yes, anyway, thank you for allowing me to read for you, pal, too. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. My private readings are open right now. You can check out the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips to send in, watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel love and positive energy. And I'm really, really grateful for it. Pal, too, take care. You always have free will. Trust your intuition. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.